I'm Lisa. Today's a 1-hour Vinyasa flow. You may want to have a block or a bolster for today's class. If you have a couple blocks, even better. All right, let's go ahead and begin. Start by sitting in Sukhasana, cross-legged pose, seated tall. And if this is uncomfortable or you find that you're rolling back on your tailbone a lot, you can go ahead and sit on your block, your pillow, your bolster, and it'll raise your hips up and it will be easier to get a more open chest. Okay, so know that's an option for you. We're going to start with just a little bit of movement to warm up, but also we're going to kind of flow with our breath. As you're upright in your Sukhasana, hands are on your knees. Go ahead and close your eyes. Start to breathe in and out through your nose. Try and capture your breath where you're regulating it, both in and out, evening the breath. Feel the spread of the muscles between your ribs. Good. Feel free to either keep the eyes open or closed. We're going to do a little bit of movement back and forth in a seated cat-cow. So as you come forward, you're opening your chest, you're drawing your shoulders down, you're taking the chin up. Then as you exhale, you're releasing, rounding the shoulders, chin more to the chest, you're rolling onto your tailbone. Inhale, come forward and up. Exhale, release back. Let this movement now become more flowing with your breath. So go at a pace that is easy to follow as you breathe in and out. If you go real fast and you find that it's hard to keep the breath moving that way or that you get a little bit dizzy, that's an indication to slow down. Make your way upright again. Let's go ahead and extend our right leg straight out in front of us. Left knee is bent. The foot's to the inside of the thigh, or the left foot can be at your calf. Once again, sit up nice and tall. We're just going to move into a very easy twist. You're flexing that right foot. And as you sit up tall, taking a breath, draw the shoulders down and back. Exhale, twist to your right. Let the breath keep moving. And make your way back to center. Switch legs, bending the right knee now. Lifting up tall with your carriage, drawing in a breath through the nose. And then when you're ready, you're exhaling and twisting to your left. Notice if you can get Ujjayi breath going in this twist so that you can hear the breath moving in and out, even though the mouth is closed. And make your way back to center. Shake the legs out a little bit. From here, move on to all fours. We're going to do a little bit more movement now. We're going to add into a regular cat-cow, a child's pose. Feel free to keep your knees placed directly beneath the hips, or you can open up your knees wide and take the big toes together to touch. Try to make sure the arms aren't way out in front of the shoulders. Stacking the hands underneath the shoulders will get you better form. All right, so first and foremost, draw the shoulders away from the neck. Let the belly hang a little bit. The tailbone will start to turn upwards. From here, once again, take your inhale through your nose, coming forward and up. This is your cow. Exhale, round to a cat. And then you're going to push all the way back just into a momentary child's pose. Your head will still be lifted. When you need to take that inhale, rise on up. Exhale, round to cat. And then finish your exhale in your child's pose. And that momentary pause, as you need to draw in another breath, that's your indication to move into your cow again. I'd like for you to do 3 more rounds of this on your own, finishing and stopping, releasing into your child's pose. When you come to that final child's pose, let the forehead go all the way down to the mat. Reach the hands forward. Set your intention for your class today, what you might like to accomplish, maybe something both physically and also mentally, something you want to accomplish for yourself today. Draw your hands back underneath your shoulders, come back up. If your knees were separated apart, draw them back underneath your hips. I'm going to move into a little bit more of a shoulder opener, puppy pose. Your hands are once again beneath the shoulders and they're shoulder distance apart. From here, you're just going to start to extend the arms forward once again, but keep your bottom raised up this time, stacking your hips more above the knees, so they're in a vertical alignment. If it's comfortable, chin can come down to the mat. If that's too deep, forehead to the mat. And then just get your breath going. If you need to modify this pose, your block will come in really handy too. You can place your block underneath your forehead as you come down, and it will give you a little bit of support if you need to stay up higher. If you have any kind of shoulder injury, feel free to kind of draw the hands in closer to the face, or if you need to, even bend one shoulder or elbow. Start to make your way back, hands and face come up. You're moving back into your table pose. From here, place your right hand beneath your face. Place your right knee in line with your right hand. You're going to open up, turning to your left. Your left leg is going to go straight and your left hand is going to raise up to the sky. Take a moment as you're here. Make sure the hand, the knee, and the foot are in the same plane. If your bottom is sticking out kind of behind you and you're folding forward, draw your hips in line with the legs to open up more to the side. Extend that left hand down by your hip as you exhale. Inhale, draw it up. Your palm is facing away from you. Exhale down. Inhale up. One more time. Exhale down. Inhale up. You can stay here in a variation of Vashisthasana, or you can move into full Vashisthasana. Try to stack the hand, the wrist beneath your shoulder. Firming up, you're stacking the right foot under the left, drawing the right hip up and away, creating a long straight line and breathing. You can go deeper if you want by raising the left leg, doing a variation. And if this bothers your wrist or any other part of the body, know that you can always go back to the modification. Make sure your breath is moving here. And now release down, coming back onto the mat. and releasing into, once again, a temporary child's pose. And as you're in your child's pose, go ahead and roll the wrists a little bit. All right, once again, rise back up. When you're on all fours, place your left hand in the middle of your mat, directly beneath your face. Line up your left knee with your left hand. Rotate, turning to your right, and extend your right leg straight. Get the hand, the knee, and the foot all in the same alignment. Tuck your bottom in, firm up the belly. Right arm goes up to the sky. Exhale, right hand down. Inhale, right hand up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. One more time. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Feel free to stay here or go into a full Vashisthasana, stacking the left leg underneath the right, lifting the left hip up, opening the chest and the belly, and breathing, doing any modifications or variations that you would like. Release back down, coming onto the knees. Once again, opening up, releasing the wrists as you're in a child's pose. And then rise back up. One more time, we're on the knees. If ever you need knee padding, feel free to place a towel or a blanket underneath the knees here. We're going to open up in the other direction for our shoulders. So as you're on all fours, you'll pick up your left hand, turn your left palm up, and slide that left arm out beyond the right knee on the mat. As you do that, you're coming down and releasing the left shoulder and the left side of your head onto the mat. If this is difficult to do, once again, you can rest your head on a bolster or a block. Notice the left shoulder. If it's scrunched up by the ear, slightly draw it down and away to make more space. This right hand can be near your face, can be off to the side, it can be behind your back, whatever feels good to you. Make sure you're breathing. Make sure you have some space between the teeth so you're not holding on to tightness or tension as you're in this pose. If you feel like you want to go deeper, all you have to do is simply slide your bottom forward. You'll feel more pull in the side of the neck. Another variation to go deeper, you can slide your hips over to the left. You'll feel more pull in the upper left side of your back and shoulder. And if you're here and this all starts to feel a little bit too deep, know that you can just scoot your bottom back in the direction towards the feet, and that will alleviate some of the pull on the neck and the shoulder. All right, gently push back up. If the neck is a little stiff, give yourself some time just to release, and then slowly, gently turn your head around. I'm going to move to this side so you can see. This time, once you're back into your table pose, you'll pick up your right hand, palm turns up, slide the right arm out beyond the left knee, releasing the right side of the head and the shoulder down onto the mat. Once again, if you're scrunched up, slowly draw the right shoulder back and away. Feel free to place the left hand wherever is comfortable for you. And as you're breathing, try to relax, especially if you feel it feels like a lot of blood going to the head. A steady breath will help. You want to go deeper by shifting the hips either forward or this time off to your right. Play with it and see what feels best for your body today. If it feels a little bit too deep after a while, know that you can always shift the hips straight back. slowly start to lift back up. And I'm going to turn this way once again so I've got a little bit more space to show you what we've got going on. We're going to make our way into a down dog. So maybe take your hands a little bit more towards the top of your mat. You'll move into a plank just so you can find the proper placement for your body length for your down dog. Hands should be beneath the shoulders and you should feel the heels going up. You're on the balls of the feet. Push back into a down dog, you're pedaling. You're pushing the tailbone upwards, you're relaxing and releasing the head down. Let's throw a little bit of movement into this by keeping a bend in the knees, but you're just reaching that left foot over to your right side. Coming back, right foot goes over to your left side, feeling a nice side stretch as you do this movement at whatever pace feels good to you. Settle into your down dog, releasing the heels more downward. If you need to, keep that bend in the knees. Another breath here. Make your way onto your knees. Shift the shoulders back over the wrists. Draw your knees back even further so you can get the torso and the spine in a straight line. You're tucking your hips in once again. Exhale down, chaturanga. Elbows point to the back of the room. Chest is open. Push back up. Exhale down. Gaze stays more towards the top of your mat. Push back up. One more time. Exhale down, staying here. Extending your legs straight behind you, lifting into a gentle cobra and breathing. Exhale down. Inhale up. Keep the breath moving once again. Exhale down. From here, extend your arms out in front of you. You're reaching with your hands, you're reaching with your toes. If you'd like, place your forehead into your mat. From here, you're inhaling, picking up your head, lifting up your right arm and your left leg. So opposite arm and leg. We're creating this diagonal bit of release and extension. We're finding length in the body here, but we're also firming up this kind of diagonal chain of muscles. Exhale, release down. Inhale up with the head, the left arm, and your right leg. Breathing. Exhale down. Lifting up the head again. Lifting up both arms and both legs, either staying still here or, if it feels good, like little paddles, as though you were swimming. Your gaze can go forward, or if you need to, gaze can go downward at the mat. Relax down. Draw your hands back in underneath you. Tuck your elbows in at your sides. Peel the shoulders down and back. From here, lift up to a cobra. Push up, make your way to a down dog again, and pedal your feet.
Sink back into your down dog. Shift your weight forward into a plank, and from your plank into a variation of upward facing dog. Our toes are still curled under on the mat. You're firming up the thighs, opening the chest. If this is uncomfortable, stay in your plank. Push back to a down dog. And then shift forward to your plank, shoulders over the wrists, open to an up dog or stay in plank. Your breath is still moving. Push back. One more time. Plank, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Draw in another breath, and then as you next exhale, walk your feet forward into Uttanasana, forward fold. Once again, take a moment here just to roll the wrists a little bit and let the top of your head point down. We're going to go to Padahastasana, so you're going to need to put a lot of bend into your knees. You're taking and reaching the backs of the hands down onto your mat. Your palms are facing up. Slide each hand all the way under each foot so that the inside of your wrist will be touching your toes. From here, you can play with a little bit of movement, seeing how it feels to the wrist. Maybe kind of pushing more weight from your toes into the hands, rolling front to back. And now, release the hands from underneath you. And either keep that bend in your knees, or if it feels comfortable to put a little bit more length or straightness into the legs, go ahead and do that. Shift your weight into the front of your feet. Let the bottom of, or the top of your head hang in the direction towards the mat. Do some slow head circles in one direction. If the hands don't come to the mat, grab the elbows. From here, you'll stop and now turn your head the other way. Let the head go still. Notice is the weight still in the front of your feet. From here, we're moving up to Ardha Uttanasana, half forward fold. Fingertips can be grazing the mat. The back is flat, or fingertips can come to the shins. Try not to be heavy in the heels and pushing your bottom back. We want to shift our weight forward. Gaze is down at the mat in front of you. Shoulders are drawn back, chest is open. If this is hard to accomplish, put some bend in the knees. It will help you to get a flatter back. Exhale, release back down. Breath is still moving. On your next inhale, start to put some bend into your knees. Slowly rise up to a standing position. From here, once you're standing, set the feet in Tadasana, about hip width apart. Shoulders down and back a little bit. Belly is engaged. Arms and hands are reaching towards the floor. Even out the weight between the front and the back of your feet. From here, inhale up, reaching up. Hands come together, exhale them in at your heart. Once again, inhale up. Exhale, draw in. This time we're going to start our flow. Make sure you're at the top of your mat. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. From here, inhale, half forward fold, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale down, step back into your plank, and then chaturanga, either full chaturanga or knee chaturanga, your choice. Gaze stays at the top of your mat. Inhale to a cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. If you want, take a couple petals of your feet, then settle into your dog. Notice the knees. If they're turning in towards each other, try to lift the arches of your feet to help rotate the kneecaps outward. The middle of your kneecap should be in line with your second and third toes. All right, on your next exhale, either lightly walk or hop your feet to your Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, down. Inhale, rise and reach up. Exhale, Namaste. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, down. Step back to your plank, and then your chaturanga. Inhaling to cobra or upward facing dog. Exhaling, pushing into a down dog. From here, inhale your right leg up. Exhale, draw it through to the top of your mat. Release the left heel down. Check for a right heel to left middle of the arch alignment. Inhale, warrior one. Sink into the right knee. Take a look at the kneecap. Make sure it's in line with the second and third toe. The arms are drawn back, if you can, by the ears. If you need to modify, change the position of an arm for an injury. Now start to notice this back leg. If you're feeling tightness anywhere, usually it's around the front hip area or in the back of the ankle, you may have bend in the knee. You may be really putting a lot of weight to the inside of that left foot. Take a moment. Try and direct your energy down, rolling and putting more weight into the outside edge of the left foot, extending and finding length with the left leg. And breathing. Settling into the pose. Maybe going a touch deeper. Bending that right knee more. On your next exhale, come down, moving back into the plank, taking an inhale, and then exhaling, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. From here, inhale your left leg up. Exhale, draw that left knee forward towards your chest. Step it to the top of your mat or use your hand to get it there. Release the right heel down. We're going for, once again, left heel to middle of right arch alignment. Inhale, rise up to a warrior one, sinking into your left knee. Left kneecap is open, settling into your breath. Directing your focus now down the length of that right leg. Push into the outside edge of your right foot. Maybe now going a touch deeper with the bend in your left knee. Exhaling, hands come down to the mat. Moving into your runner's lunge. Inhale into your plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Take in another breath. Rise into the toes, bend the knees, look between your hands. Exhale, lightly hop. landing in the front of your feet, head down in Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, rise, reach up. Exhale, Namaste. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, down. You can inhale back to a plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Or as you exhale down, you can bend the knees, go into the balls of the feet, and you can always try a jump back to chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, or up dog, or even seal if that's better for your body. Exhale, down dog. Inhale your right leg up. Exhale, stepping it through to the top of your mat. Once again, rising to warrior one. This may feel a little bit more comfortable now that we've already done it. Transition to warrior two. Let the gaze extend out beyond the right fingertips. Take a peek down at your right knee, making sure that the kneecap isn't folding in, but that it's stacked right above the ankle. Let's flow back just briefly as you inhale to reverse warrior. Exhale, hands come back down to the mat, moving into your plank and chaturanga. Inhale to your upward position of choice. Exhale, down dog. All right. Inhale your left leg up. Exhale, draw it through. Inhale, you're rising to warrior one again on this side. Transition into your warrior two. If you're hanging on to tightness or tension up in the shoulders or neck, try to release down, keeping the chest open, the core slightly firm, but still open. And then also opening this left knee, letting your gaze extend out beyond the left fingertips. Turn your left palm up. As you inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, windmill the hands down. Stepping back into your plank, taking in a breath, and then exhaling to a chaturanga. Inhale, cobra up dog. Exhale, down dog. Taking another breath, rise onto the toes, bend the knees, lightly hop as you finish that exhale, or if you need to, always feel free to walk your feet to the top of your mat, to your Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, finding length in the spine and the neck. Weight should be light in your heels. Exhale down. Inhale, rise and reach up. Feel free to put bend in your knees as you rise up if you need to. Exhale, namaste. All right, so for this next sequence, you may want to have your block available towards the top of your mat. All right, here we go. Inhale up. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale down, step back to plank or jump back to chaturanga. Landing with the elbows bent and finishing the descent down. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. From here, inhale the right leg up. Exhale, step it forward to the top of your mat. You're going to stay in your runner's lunge. So those left toes are still staying pointed forward. Take this right hip, and if it's really kind of moving forward, try and drop back in line. So both hips are squared off. Engage your belly. Inhale, rise to crescent. Squaring off the hips. So both hip pointers are in the same alignment going forward. This is your crescent. Draw your hands out at your sides. Elbows back, chest is open. Belly still stays firm. On your next exhale, you're twisting to your right. Try and keep the lower half of the body, the legs and the hips still in alignment as we move into this twist. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twist to your left. Make sure that right knee doesn't turn with you. And then come back to center. Once again, exhale to your right. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist to your left. Inhale, come back to center. Hands come to the mat. Release the left knee down, point the left toes. We're moving to Anjaneyasana. This is where you may want to have your block. If you'd like, you can place it underneath your left hand. You're starting to push back and away. Right knee is, once again, around the right ankle. Try not to have the right knee surging above the toes. This puts a lot of pressure on your knee joint. It's better to think about stacking the bones, stacking the joints. All right, so as you're here, you're relaxing, finding more release in the front of your left hip. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, twist to your right again. Left hand goes to the right knee. Right hand can go to the outside of the left thigh. You're drawing down and back with the right shoulder, or the right hand can go behind your back. Make your way back to center. From here, we're going to move into lizard pose. This is a much deeper pose, so I want you to be careful. Go to wherever your body allows. We're going to walk our right foot out horizontally from where it is to the outside edge of your mat on that right side. This is where you may want to have your block. You can rest your hands or your forearms on your block. When we move into lizard, a couple of things. This right foot can stay flat on the mat, or you can open up to the outside edge of the right foot. This left knee can be down on the mat, or you can go to a straight left leg, whatever feels best to you. All right, so I like to kind of keep my knee on the floor, and I sort of like having my body weight into the edge of my right foot, that outside edge. From here, you're slowly lowering down. Maybe you're taking your forearms onto a block. If that's too deep, maybe you're just putting some bend in the elbows. But a couple things, I want you to kind of look forward as you lower down. Try and keep the chest open and the back flat. Try not to over round as you go down. So we're not letting that chin tuck into your chest. If you can go even deeper, maybe you're getting the forearms down onto the mat, drawing the shoulders back. And if you can, slightly drawing that right hip back just to keep it more in alignment for our lower back so it feels better as we're in this pose. Once again, this can be a real deep pose, so I want you to think about just relaxing the face, putting space between the teeth. Start to rise back up. Walk the right foot back in. You're going to make your way back to your runner's lunge. Step your right leg back. You need to take a moment, just pedal out the feet a little bit. It's a bigger pose. And then move back into your plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale, draw it through to the top of your mat. You're staying in your runner's lunge. The right toes are aiming forward. You're keeping that right heel floating off the ground. Square off your hips, draw the belly in. Rise to crescent pose. Sink down in, kind of get your core stabilized. Draw your elbows down and at your sides. Exhale. You're going to twist to your right again. Keep that left knee open. Try and keep the hips still. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twist to your left. You'll notice twisting on this side to your left will be harder. You won't be able to go quite as far as the right. Come back to center, inhaling. Exhale, twist to your right. Inhale, come back to center. Stabilize around the belly and the hips. Exhale, twist to your left. Come back to center, inhaling. Release the right knee down. Feel free to take a moment if you need to pat under the knee. We're moving to Vinyasa. Relaxing and releasing this front of the right hip and thigh forward and down, keeping the left knee stacked above the left ankle. Feel free to use your block to rest the right hand on. Use your exhales to find some release, just to release forward and down a little bit more. And then on your next inhale, raise the arms up. Exhale, twist to your left. Left hand goes to the outside edge of the right thigh or behind your back. Turn the gaze back, and from here, gently start to walk that left foot straight out to the left horizontally from where it is. It's going to be higher up on the mat. Keep a flat left foot, or you can roll to the outside edge. Right foot is down, or the right knee is raised up, the leg is straight. Open up the chest. Look forward out in front of you. As the body allows, slowly release down. Maybe you're just bending the elbows and staying here. Maybe you're resting the forearms on a block. Drawing the shoulders back, softening the face and breathing. If you can go deeper, maybe you're lowering the block down a little bit more. At some point, maybe you're even taking the forearms down onto the mat. Breathing, releasing, closing the eyes always feels good. And then kind of feeling the hips. Are you able to square off the hips just a little bit more? Notice the difference in sensation between the left side and the right side of the body. One side may feel a little bit tighter than the other. Slowly begin begin to make your way back up, walking that foot back into center, moving to your runner's lunge, stepping back, and from here, exhaling down, chaturanga, inhaling cobra or up dog, exhaling down dog, taking a moment, pedaling your feet, and then settling into your dog. Let's take a brief rest into a child's pose. This usually feels really good for the front of the hips after doing a lizard pose. So take this moment just to relax and release. Hands can be reaching forward, or you can reach your hands back by your heels. Start to move back up. From here, take a seat and grab your block. If you don't have your block, maybe your pillow. That will work just as well. You're going to lay down. Feet are on the mat. And you're going to place that block or the pillow between the knees. Okay? Try and feel the feet. So we don't want the feet to be way out apart and the knees in tight, or the feet touching and the knees out. We want to, once again, try and stack the feet so they feel like they're kind of in alignment with the spacing of your knees. Draw the belly in. Reach with the hands towards the feet. Find length and space between the neck and the shoulders. Okay, as you draw the belly in, you'll feel more of your lower back firm into the mat. Now push into the mat with the bottoms of your feet to engage the muscles in the legs. Lift up to an easy bridge. As you're here, you're still keeping the belly firm. Make sure the hips are in the same alignment so that one isn't raised up higher than the other. Exhale, slowly lower down. If it feels good, you can sway the knees a little bit left and right. Once again, we're going to rise up one more time. So engage the belly. Push into the mat with the feet. Lift into your bridge. Keep the belly firm. See if you can raise up even higher and roll the backs of your shoulders into the mat. Clasp your hands underneath you and then lift up even higher. Breath is moving. Once again, try not to bite down hard. Release the jaw. Release the hands, slowly lower down. Take the block away, you can set it aside. If it feels good, sway the knees left and right. And now let's go into a thread the needle. Pick up the right ankle, rest it on top of your left thigh. You're aiming the right toes up towards the sky, and you're pushing that right knee away. If you don't feel anything in your right hip, you can go further or deeper by simply resting the left foot on your block. If you still don't feel anything, you may be able to go further by threading your hands through the back of the left thigh and drawing that left thigh in. Keep the head and the shoulders on the mat. If you feel tightness and you want to get a little bit more opening for the outside muscles, your glutes, and some of the deeper hip muscles, as you're here, all you have to do is just even lean over to your left, just a little bit, a few inches. You'll feel a greater pull in that right hip. But if it doesn't feel good or if it's too extreme, just stay laying flat on your back. Gently release, letting that left foot come back down to the mat, taking the right foot off, staying still or maybe swaying a little bit before we move to the other side. Then picking up your left ankle, resting it on top of the right thigh, flexing the left toes and pushing the left knee out and away from you. Stay here, or you can always go deeper by resting your right foot on a block or threading your hands behind the back of the right thigh. You can pull that right thigh in to whatever degree you need till you start to feel more pull in the left hip. Also know too that if you have a strap, it's hands behind the thigh is just a little bit too extreme. If you have a strap, it can kind of be a nice intermediate step between the foot on the block and threading the hands behind the thigh. So know that you can always place a strap behind that right thigh if that feels good. Another thing to go deeper, as I said, you can just kind of lean over to the right a little bit and you may feel more pull in the left butt and hip area. Now, just gently release. Let the right foot come down. Take the left foot off. And if it feels good, you can windshield wiper the knees left and right. Come back to center, draw the knees into your chest. Lift your nose up towards your knees so you're making a real tight ball. Pull the shoulders down and away. Slowly roll down onto the mat with the head and shoulders. Release the knees. Extend your legs straight out in front of you. Reach behind you with your arms. Now we're going in the other direction, pulling the body apart long and straight. One more deep, full breath in through the nose, holding the breath at the top. Feeling a little bit of tension build. And now slowly exhale out, drawing the arms down, letting your legs relax and kind of come apart. Maybe the toes are turning out to the sides, pulling the shoulders down and away. Your palms are facing up, or your hands are resting on your belly. If you need to do any last bit of movement, the pressure points of your body, whether it's the heels, your hips, the shoulders, the elbows, or even the back of the head, find a comfortable position. Grab a prop if you need to place under the head of the neck or the knees. Oftentimes, the bolster under the knees is really comfortable, letting the feet kind of float up. Another option, if you have a bolster, if you feel like you need more opening for the front of the body, is moving that bolster kind of underneath the back, running it along the spine. The hips are on the mat, the head is supported on the bolster. Any of these are great variations of your Shavasana. So choose what you'd like, then start to settle into this pose. Let go of tension and tightness in the arms and the legs. The eyes are closed. Feel the eyelids, the skin above and below the eyes start to soften as the eyeballs begin to float more. Relax and release the forehead. Once again, the jaw, putting a touch of space between the teeth or even the lips. Let the breath become a little bit quieter, a little bit lighter. The chest and the belly may soften. And now commit to this position
for the next couple of minutes. Becoming more still, letting the thoughts of the mind slow down. This is your time for your body to repair, to rejuvenate from your yoga practice. Let that stillness sink into your bones, your muscles. Let it calm the mind and the heart. As we kind of emerge from this rest, start to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Bring yourself back to your body and to your breath. From here, roll to your right side, and as you're laying on your right side, let the eyes still stay closed, but just feel the breath start to move back into more of a rhythm. Let it deepen, feel the ribs expand out again. And rise up now into a comfortable forward seated position, taking your hands together, drawing them in at your heart, chin down, and eyes closed. Reflect on where you've been and where you get the chance to be. Hold close what matters and set free that which no longer serves you. Thank you once again for sharing this yoga practice. Be well, and as always, the divine in me bows to the divine in you. Namaste. All right, once again, thank you so much. I hope to see you next time. Be well. Take care.